No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today we have a much anticipated and asked for interview.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
With one of the top funny guys in the world out there right now.
Man, appreciate it, Adam.
Kevin Hart, step aside. Chris Rock, I ain't trying to hear it. We got Exavier in the building.
I'm in here, man. What's happening?
Yeah. How you feeling, man?
I'm all right, man. Humble.
It's nice to have you out here.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I mean, you are pretty much the hat king of LA as far as I'm concerned.
Nigga,
this guy's trying to take the title.
I'm the hat king, nigga. Please don't disrespect me like this. Don't start this off. I'll walk off right now. Nigga.
How do you
Please.
feel about...
Please, nigga, no.
I was watching some of his recent uploads, and I'm seeing him. He's with his girl, and she's sort of like handing them some hats one by one, and they're plain hats. And I'm just thinking, like, AD would never let this happen. AD's all about the ornamented hats.
Yeah. I was gonna say that, man. I like your.
Come on,
you
man.
be dressing that shit up, though. He do. I ain't gonna lie. You be dressing that shit up. I ain't gonna lie.
Customs, man.
As
Customs.
the hat king of LA, as the one who sends the issues down, who says these are the hats that are popping. Him. He's the hat king. You're going to have to just accept this for the time being.
I'm going to let you roll with it right now.
Okay, you might be the fancy hat king, but he's the one who's like sort of sending down the orders of these hats are cool, these ones aren't cool.
I feel like it's just LA, period. Like, I'm just the one, voicing it in a different way. I feel like, I'm just, making it funny, taking something that's real, making it in a funny manner where people can receive it funny and learn from it. I mean, the hat king, no, I don't know.
That's real education right there.
Yeah.
Do you rock the ornamented hats with the special designs, the 9 out of 11, etc.?
I'm gonna have to see how to get that on, but I've been rocking the patches, plain Jane hats.
I'm gonna get you the customs. You wake your game up because like the hats I wear now, nobody got.
Yeah,
so
them shits,
when I go outside, you feel me? It is what it is. Like
that's hard.
Even if it's a regular hat, I got like some special pins a nigga put on there and shit like that, so it make my shit stand out.
The hat
you know what I'm
game's
saying?
gonna be like shoes in a minute.
Niggas already like that.
I'm telling you, hats went from $40, now they $71.
These like some of the hats I wear, they're like $250 a piece, $120, $170 and shit.
I ain't got up there yet.
You used to be able to pull up with a white tee on. Now you need a $600 Versace polo shirt. You used to be able to stop by Lids. Now you got to pull up with mad Lisa Frank designs on your hat and shit.
Nigga, he don't know who Lisa Frank is. I didn't know until last week.
That's old school.
Yeah, that's real. That's some dinosaur shit.
Definitely. Okay, tell us a little bit about your coming of age. Like when you were a kid, where you lived. You said you lived all over LA, right?
I lived all over. I always was with my mom, you know what I'm saying? Staying with my mom. We was just moving everywhere. You know how I go. Single mom, moving different houses.
He don't know,
people.
bro.
Well,
you know
I've heard things.
You know how it goes.
I had a few Easy E CDs in my day. I've heard, these streets is hard.
But yeah, staying with a single mom, Watts, stayed South Central. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. Those two spots. Downtown sometimes. But yeah, I'm moving a lot.
Right.
Moving a lot. A whole lot. Yeah, so that's why people are like, oh yeah, you from? Nah, I'm from everywhere. Like, you know, South Central.
But people, when you say that, I'm from everywhere. Like I even noticed, like you were doing the Press with Pass episode with your friends. You say I'm from everywhere, and they all kind of gotta like chuckle a little bit because in LA, it's like it's all about like they want you to be from one place, and you came up there, and if you're from multiple places, that's kind of weird. Like, did you feel sort of weird about that as a kid, or is that something you got used to really young?
Nah, I never felt weird about it, just what it was, And then I went to, like, certain schools I went to, only went to that one school. So it's like I didn't go to different others, I went to school here, then I went to school there, then I went to school there. So the school I went to, I stayed, graduated from. So it's like, I ain't really felt, so it's crazy, because elementary school, I went to 74th Street.
That's bad.
You know what I'm saying? Then I got to middle school and went to school on 51st in Vermont.
Oh, okay. Another bad place.
Then in high school, I was on the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson at View Park. So I was.
My daughter go there now.
That's a good school, man.
Yeah, she go there now.
Good school.
What was your mom like? Was she trying to really shield you from all the crazy shit in LA, or?
All that. She was like Superwoman, man. She come from that. She don't gangbang or nothing, but my family do. So she see how I was. She seen, the ups and downs of it. It's some ups, but it's some ups people want to, I want to gangbang. It's the cars, the women, but they don't see what go into that. So she showed me the ups and downs. Like, nah, it looked good, but it's only two ways it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Jail or everybody know the other one, death.
But you resisted the temptations of like getting real in the streets, or?
I mean, I always wanted to hoop, so it was like I wasn't really thinking about gangbanging like that. But me hooping, I'm going to the parks to hoop, and it's just gangbanging is just there. Like it's nothing you gonna run away from. You feel me? It's either you gonna find a way to get out of it, or just make it through without getting into it with them. You know, just figuring out a way to get out, really.
But were you somebody who was always like really fascinated by it, even though you didn't necessarily want to get involved with all the bullshit?
What's crazy is like, it wasn't that I was fascinated like by it. It's just something that was always, like I said, it's just, I should just be there. Like, it ain't that I'm like, damn, that's some, you know, let me, I want to gangbang. That shit cool. Cause I knew it wasn't cool, but it's just like, it's just there. Like, I got to figure out a way to, you know, that's why when it comes to like my videos, I'm like, you know, I feel like people need it, like, you know, laugh about it, you know, but also educate, because people don't know. You know, a lot of people really don't know. So it's like, let me go ahead and make a way of what I know and put it into a form where people can receive it and learn from it. So, you know, but that's pretty much how I go about it, for real.
Definitely. Okay, but so throughout your time in high school, you were like not thinking about this? You were focused on basketball and stuff?
I was focused on basketball, like trying to hoop.
Right.
Strictly just trying to hoop. Like,
you try to play basketball in college and shit too, or?
This is exactly how it happened. So from elementary school to high school, I was a hooper, full on. Like, I'm trying to go to the league. I'm trying to go D1. I want to, you know, every kid, I'm trying to go D1. Got to high school, it didn't work out. Coach was on some, you know, weird shit. But
you blame it on the coach, or was it related to your own discipline?
You went over 30?
Man, I wasn't over nothing. That's exactly how I go, man. And my teammates and everybody know, man, hey, I'll shoot the ball. I'll make the shot 1 for 1. He'll take me out.
Really?
Took me out the game.
Why? You were shooting from half court, like beginning of the game, doing some crazy
wide
shit?
open in the corner. Wide open in the corner for the corner spot. Wide open, money. Take me out the game.
Did the basketball coaches in high school just get like crazy ego complexes where they want to, I want to control all these kids. I want to make them do exactly as I say.
I feel like it is, but it's like, dang, you can mess up a lot of people's dreams, you know? Because it was a point, man, that was one of the depressive times of my life.
Right.
But it's like, man, I want to hoop, and it's like, I'm not going league. I'm not going D1. Where else am I going to go?
Right.
That's where I found what I do now. So it was just like, damn.
Blessing in
like,
disguise, though.
Yeah, it is, because I feel like if I wouldn't have got to the league, even if I went to college, it's just, it is what it is. Some people got it, some people don't.
That's the crazy thing about like kids who grow up wanting to be a basketball player, a football player, et cetera, is that you have, you know, tens, hundreds of thousands of young Americans who want to do that, and then slowly over time their dreams just sort of get squashed and destroyed. And then even if you make it to the NBA, you might play for a year or two, you know, et cetera.
Like
and then
me, I was always
tiny percentage get to have a 10-year career and make a shitload of money.
That's
you know?
true. But I always tell myself, you know, I was always being a realist. Since like after high school, I'm like, man, look, I don't want to be another nigga in the gym who was cold and broke. You know, I can't be a nigga who can hoop his ass off. He could have went here, but he in the gym with no money. So it's like, man, you know, I got to figure it out early. Like, I'm in high school, like every day, like, what I'm gonna do? Because I know I can't do no 9 to 5. I know how the streets gonna go. I'm like, dang, I got to figure out something, because I want to retire mom. So it's like, I got to figure it out, man. So that's when I started doing this funny video.
Did you ever have 9 to 5s before that, like throughout high school and shit?
I used to sweep hair at my dad's barbershop, but that was like on the weekends when I was in like elementary school or middle school a little bit. It was like every now and again, but like I only had one job. It was part-time at UPS, and I quit. Yeah, I quit like the first month.
Why?
Wanted to do YouTube, and Instagram, literally. And I only had like 1,000 followers, bro. Like, I just seen it early. I'm like, man, I was going to work every day, and I was driver helper. A lot of my homies was like, man, that's easy. Like, you just in the car. But it's like, I was working on Wilshire and Beverly Hills, or like near Rodeo.
Okay.
So I'm seeing my favorite car every day. I'm like, man, I'm seeing these beautiful cars. Like, I can't be in it, man. I got to do something.
Yeah.
I got to do something with myself. Like, I'm seeing this every day. New whips, new people just, what? I'm like, yeah, nah, I got to handle it.
A lot of people never really even get exposed to that shit, even though it is like 10, 20 miles away from where you might have grown up.
That's true. That's true. You'll be fascinated by how many people never been to Rodeo, nothing. You know, it's just crazy. But just seeing that every day, I'm like, man, nah, I got to quit. I got to go chase this dream, because I'm young. You could quit 19, 17, 18 and go ahead and go at it. You won't look as bad. It's still embarrassing, but you got to go at it. Like, that's one thing, too. You know, it's, you know, Mozzie once said this before. I'll never forget it. Nigga said some code. He said, you got to deal with the embarrassment of trying to be the shit. You know, while like of being nothing while trying to become something. Like that shit embarrassing.
Yeah, and a lot of people, if they see you trying to be better than you are right now, that almost makes them feel like, oh, he's bougie. Like, he got his head up his ass. People like you in a lot of ways. Like, you know, people like you when you're just trying to stay where you're at. And when you try to better yourself, I remember when I used to like be with the homies in Long Beach and stuff, and I would say, nah, I'm not going out tonight. I'm going to stay in the crib and just work and do some research and shit. oh man, the people that are not planning on elevating to another level, they'll be looking at you like, oh, you're not going to come out and get drunk with us, etc. That's one of the biggest things you have to get past in life to be a success.
Bro, shout out to Top Dog too, because I remember, bro, Top Dog, gave me some of the best advice ever. Young, you know what I mean? I had a job, I had a baby. I think I was 19. I had my daughter. I was working a regular job, and you know I was around him earlier and all the Top Dog guys and stuff. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you got talent and shit like that." And I was telling him, I was like, "Man, listen, I quit my job right now. I'm willing to do it. And this is early before they became who they became. I'm like, man, listen, I quit my job. I do all type of stuff like that." And then he at the time I didn't understand it, and later I did. He was like, "Listen, don't quit no steady money that you got right now." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how am I supposed to stick with this schedule? Doing this shit, but that later on helped me and shit like that and made me stay on the grind and don't make impulsive decisions based off of you know what I'm saying right now and stuff.
That's one leap of faith I took though, because man, I was broke as hell, man. I wasn't making no money, bro. Like for that it was top of 2019. I quit my job. I ain't had nothing. I ain't had no money.
That's recent.
So it was like, nah, this is recent because I just started getting like hot recently. You know what I'm saying? Like top of 2019, my mom was like, look. You got 1 year to do something. 1 year, I'm gonna give you 1 year to go ahead and go at it every day. Like, do what you gotta do. But at the end of that year, if you don't do what you gotta do, you gotta go get a job. I was gonna be a barber. I'm like, shit, they can at least choose their schedule or something. You ain't gotta really like, you can, you know, any kind of way to be an entrepreneur, like the closest to that I was trying to be. You know what I'm saying? Where I could, you know, when I tell you, man, what day, it was December 2019, that video went viral. So that whole year I was putting out content every day, 3 a day. That was my like, you know, my little formula. If I put 3 a day, they're gonna see me 3 times a day.
You were focused on Instagram at the time?
YouTube and Instagram.
And Instagram, okay.
You know, on Instagram, I'm like, look, my whole plan is this and still is this. You know, look, let me go ahead and build some type of, you know, resume somewhere. Let me go crazy somewhere to build my YouTube content up. You know what I'm saying? Because I always wanted to be a YouTuber. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and make these funny skits on Instagram. You know, I see people that's catching some heat. So I was doing that every day, just trying to go crazy. Like, boom, let me get one. Let me get one to go viral. Man, it was the last month of 2019, I went viral.
Right.
That last month, I went viral. Everything else didn't do nothing. That one video I did went crazy.
Because I seen the struggle as I was going through your videos, and as I kept going back further and further and further, I'm like, oh, okay, 400 views. Like, this is the period before the shit started cracking up.
I be telling people, like, it come with consistency. Like, you got to be on it. Like, you got to really want it, because you ain't going to see you ain't going to reap no fruits of your labor in 2 weeks, like, or in a month. It's very rare, and I'd rather my growth be
even
organic.
A year, bro.
Even a year.
Couple years.
Yeah, you know, you rather your growth be organic. Like, look at Blast for a situation. Shout out to Blast. Blast is dope. You gotta think about it. He's been doing music, you know,
I
producing.
tell niggas that all the time. The nigga been doing music,
Blast
bro,
been going crazy
since the early 2010s.
Bino been doing music for a minute, and you see their growth is organic now. They don't gotta, like, if they stop for a little bit, people still gonna be waiting. A lot of artists can't just wait 2 months, and then people like, where the next track at, or where the next, you know, album, whatever.
That shit inspires the fuck out of me all the time, that I'll be interviewing somebody and I'll realize, like, oh shit, like, I've only known about you for a couple of months, but you've been grinding for like 8 years before, and you are only here right now because you didn't give up. And like 99% of the people you probably started rapping with right now are not thinking about rapping at all. That's kind of amazing.
That's
you know?
true. That's how I go with, even with what I do. Like, I was vlogging in 2017 in my junior year, senior year. I was still picking it up, you know, picking up the camera now and then, and people was laughing at me in high school. Like, you look crazy, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, what are you doing? You know, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna do it. Like, I remember the teacher told me, he was like, I'm like, yeah, I want to be a millionaire one day. This nigga told me, oh, I'm a teacher. I'm barely halfway there.
That's crazy. As a teacher, he don't want you to be better than him.
I said, well, I'm like, wait, what? I said, that's because not to know teachers. I don't like, making people feel,
fuck that nigga.
You know, but like, I'm talking about now. Forget, bro. I'm talking about like teachers. Period. You know, teachers say, appreciate the good teachers, but teachers like that, I hate it. I'm against people who knocking somebody down with whatever they trying to do.
They put their own insecurities.
Yeah,
on
like,
it,
how you gonna tell me because I'm a teacher, I'm not even halfway there that I can't make $1 million. Like,
if you're a teacher, it's not your job to like moderate a kid's dreams. Let them dream big, even if they ain't gonna necessarily make it where they want to go. Like, the last thing you should be doing is telling them, you're not gonna be that.
Yeah, or who you to tell somebody what they not gonna be. You never know what somebody gonna be. That's why I don't knock nobody and what they do. Like, if you trying to do something, do it. Do it and don't ever stop. Cause trust me, the same way I could be like, man, you suck, man. You millions of other people would think it's brilliant. So man, that's why I'm like, that teacher did some weird.
I seen that shit happen a million times too.
Yeah, like crazy.
Were you inspired by like more traditional comedians or TV show type people doing skits and doing TV stuff, or were you actually inspired by people you saw on Instagram and YouTube?
What's crazy about it is like my favorite like comedian is like Martin Lawrence. I love Martin Lawrence. Like Martin
Legend.
Lawrence,
You're a young guy to be appreciating him.
Martin
though.
Lawrence, Bernie Mac. You know,
Bernie Mac for sure.
they funny. Like they got that natural, organic. You know, they ain't even got to do too much. They just say something, they make you laugh. And this is one creator, Kevin Edwards Jr. I don't know if y'all know who he is. Back in the day, he was a Bakersfield creator. He was dope. He was doing skits. He do YouTube videos. I was watching him when I was in like high school, and I'm just like, dang, bro's dope. Like he hard. He's going crazy. You know, so it's a lot of people I look at. I'll be like, man, they hard. But it's like I always wanted to be a YouTuber. So it was like that like the skits and stuff just fell on it. Like just fell on me because I was doing it to build up YouTube or whatever I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. That's pretty much how I go. Like I look up to, I watch Martin, Bernie Mac, those type of guys, and but YouTube and like that's really where I be at. Like
it is crazy though, because
all the time.
You're
like,
talking about even a couple years ago when you were in school and shit. And at that time, did you feel like you were looking at YouTubers and looking at people who were doing all this kind of content, but there wasn't necessarily that many people who were doing that shit that people your age in high school in LA that they related to? Like they saw it as some other shit
like
that they didn't really get
like
yet.
It was kids in my in my school, my ages was watching YouTube, but it was really like kind of like corny to them. It was like it's cool, like but YouTube content is dope, but it's like some of the stuff that they do, it don't kind of like. It's like, damn, you doing that for some views, or it's like it kind of
don't
like
coincide with the hood.
It's like what you doing, like,
and most of the people they could probably look at are like white, rich, not coming from the struggle. Not it's just they're in a different world.
Some of these YouTubers who come to LA and they like, oh, LA, that's not LA, bro. And that's one
Hollywood.
thing I want to say on the show too. Like they be in Hollywood or like somewhere Alhambra. No knock to no places, but it's like, oh, Hollywood, LA fake, they bougie. LA ain't bougie.
That's a very specific part
Everybody
of LA.
says
South
that.
Central.
Don't go past the 110 freeway.
that's what I'm saying. They be
Niggas
like-
always say that shit.
And it'd be like, damn, like, I want to take that torch, like, as far as YouTube, like, man, you know what? Let me set a standard. Like, LA, as far as whatever, is never corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, never corny, never fake bougie, most realest people you could know. And it's like, they only say that because they seeing people that's not really from the city come out here and move here for a certain time. And they putting a bad image on the LA, you know what I'm saying? But the LA they talking about is not South Central.
Bro, that's
or
the
Watts.
stupidest shit.
Like-
I tell people that all the time. Everybody goes to Hollywood and they meet motherfuckers that are not from here, and they say, "Well, LA is weird." And LA people, I'm like, my nigga,
Everybody fake.
come past the 110 freeway and see how fake and real shit. I mean, how fake shit is, and we'll show you.
Hollywood is
fake
a
at
place
all.
where people move to make it, to be
melting
in show
pot.
business,
Yeah,
to be, it's
yeah.
like that's very different than the trenches where people actually grew up
Exactly.
here. If you go there, you're gonna meet some of the realest people that
Some
you
of the
ever
realest
met.
people.
Come
Yeah.
to Central and Alondra, nigga.
Man, some of the realest people, for real. Like, you gonna meet some of they genuine. We genuine, like, for real. Like, it's nothing fake about it. Nothing fake about it. And it just be like, man, I just wish, one day I am gonna get to a point where it's like, okay, they can really see the real. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, them some real, genuine people, But it's like,
At what point did you realize, like, oh, the shit that people are really gonna gravitate towards is me talking about what the streets of LA are really all about? Like, when did that start to click?
that first video. Like, I'm like, man, I've been putting out so much content for so long, like, just trying to figure myself out within whatever I'm doing. And it's just like, them learning about LA is just so, like, they love it. People love it. Because it's like, LA is just, they just so infatuated by the city. Like, they just love the city so much. And it's like, man, when you talk about it and you giving it to them where they can, learn and laugh and enjoy it, it's just like, it's a good combination. I feel like that's why it goes a long way. So I'm like, when I figured that out, I'm like, all right, yeah, okay, let me go ahead and figure out different ways I could, present this in, different ways. That's why I do the hats, do the little characters or whatever, you know, just different stuff to kind of spice it up a little bit while also keeping it LA. You know, you don't want to water it down too much, you know, where people from LA like, nah, that ain't us, bro. Like, I don't know what he talking about. Like,
yeah,
that is not connect.
Is that ever a concern though, that you're gonna basically kind of like stereotype a certain area and say, don't wear this hat because these dudes are fucking crazy, and then certain people will be like, yo, bro, we don't appreciate. Like, are you conscious of that or thinking about that?
I mean, I know what line not to cross. Cause you know, that's not my life. Like, I don't gang bang, you know what I'm saying? So only thing I could do is tell you what I know, and you know, tell you what I got cousins from everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, just don't cross a certain line. You know, everybody know that line to cross. You don't cross, even as a creator, you know. You don't get into politics that you ain't supposed to be in, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the videos that I make, and like I just keep it, you know, straight hats and keep it how it's supposed to be. And I feel like everybody, you know, I haven't had no problems from it. Like, I haven't received no problems.
I know you get mad love because I'm watching your random vlogs and there's like 40-year-old ladies being like, oh, that's the dude with the hats.
Yeah, literally. Nah, I got a story. I swear I was in the Fox Hills Mall, man. I was in the Fox Hills Mall. I think it was just me and my girl or my mom. I had either my mom or my girl with me. Man, I'm walking. I'm walking up the everybody, you walk into Fox Hills Macy's, you turn right, you make that left up the escalator near the, what's the name? You got the C's Candy, that was it right there. I'm walking over there towards like, what's that shoe? That's a shoe spot near there. Anyway, I'm walking over there. My nigga, it's like 9 to 12 grown niggas. Like, I'm talking about look like they was about it for real. Like ratio high for sure. I'm watching them like, okay, yeah, they press they looking like they own something.
They're looking to press something.
I'm like, God damn, like what I'm gonna do? I'm like, all right, hold on. I'm gonna just keep walking. If I walk off, it's gonna look suspicious. It's like this nigga, like, you know, you walking towards somebody, you see a group of them, you trying to get on, they own you already now. Who is this nigga? Like, why you running? Saying, you know, so I'm like, man, hell no, let me just walk. Man, they like, ain't that funny, cuz? That's funny, cuz. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, shit, I'm straight then. Funny, they like, ain't that, cause I'm walking and I could see them looking like, I'm like, damn, let me put my hat back. So let me, they like, hey, that's funny, cuz. I'm like, cool. I got saved by the bell. Shaking their hand, boom, 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 taking pictures. It was cool. Like, you know, it was real love, genuine love. And even with the Bloods, it would happen like that in Vegas. My cousin was there with me. I was in the car. We sitting in the car. He's staring into the car. I'm like, wait, who is bro? Like, that's one thing too. You never know who know you or whatever. Man, so it's like, you know, he look in the car. He like, oh, this the funny. He's shaking my hand and stuff. I'm like, oh man, but you know, yeah, like to answer that, it's like, you know, it's just nothing but love. I really ain't received nothing crazy, you know.
It's all about the energy you put out there because I remember even like Outkast when they were blowing up back in the day, like 98, 99, that they were talking about like, yeah, all these other rappers need security and guns and all this shit. And like, we don't really have to deal with that so much because we are like putting out positivity and nobody's really, you know, we're not talking about street shit, et cetera. So we don't have to deal with a lot of that. I feel like, you know, with you, it's like, you're not out to offend anybody.
I'm
so
not out to be nothing I'm not trying to be.
Yeah.
I respect every gang member in every hood because they really do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't ever make it like you just some nigga who you not. Like, I'm not no street nigga. I'm not a punk though. You know, that's one thing. I don't portray myself to be no thug. Like, I'm about it. Like, if I see what's up, like, that's not me. That's a character I play. But I feel like real niggas understand and they know that. All right, now this little nigga he trying to come up. Like, you know, he finding his way. That's all I want to be received as, you know, a real solid individual. I'm not no tough guy. I'm not no thug, none of that. I'm not no punk either. But I'm just, you know, I'm a solid individual and I'm not trying to be no troll either, you know. Play like you know, everybody know the trolls, you know, but I ain't want to be playing with that. I don't want no parts in that, man. I know how the city
like
get.
Talking to your brother about raising his kid and shit, and like, you know, that's like the conversation we had is like, how do you convince like a young dude coming up, living in Compton, et cetera, how do you convince him that it's a lot better to just be a cool dude who can fuck with everybody and respects everybody, et cetera, and doesn't feel the need to try to justify his manhood through violence? Like, how do you get the ball rolling of having somebody have that attitude early on? Because like, I see that with you where like, you've managed to like grow up in the middle of the shit and then still get love without having to necessarily like define yourself that way, you know?
Bro. Yeah.
You gotta find something you like to do. He found something that he wanted to stick to. And you know, even like bringing my nephew over here, he wants to get into YouTube, he wants to get into gaming. So to be a young kid to come see this is like, wow, this possible. Like my dad or my uncle is doing this, or you know what I mean. So
and the thing about it, if like that's why I tell like the city real, like real niggas gonna understand that and they gonna back you. A lot of them gonna back you. Like, you know what, go ahead and do that. You know, they'll rather you not. They rather you be yourself than being something that you not. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought about that earlier. I already knew like. Yeah, I gotta find something. You know, like they love the hood niggas love hoopers. The streets love hoopers. Niggas who make music. If you good at football, like, you know, people paint this picture like a lot of people is the gang members, they don't want you to succeed at shit. They just niggas on the block who hate everything. It's not like that. Like, because
I mean, you grew up watching like commercials where it's like, oh, you know, you can't walk home from school without somebody making you join the Crips. You know, like it's like I don't think it's not like that for most people, right?
Yeah, I feel like for some people, some people it's different. Like some people it's just they was born into it. Like some people had to. You know, it's just everybody's situation is different. I could say, you know what I'm saying, but. From what I know is if you want to be somebody, it's like they not finna. Oh no, you's a weirdo because you want to be somebody.
Especially these days, because like honestly, even when we were growing up, the people that we were looking up to and rappers and stuff, it's like they all kind of had to put themselves out there as tough. And I feel like now it's like the #1 career when you ask young kids what they want to be when they grow up, they want to be a YouTuber, an influencer, a TikToker. And like that's why what you're doing is so dope, is because you and other people like Watts Homie Quan, etc., have really kind of like opened that up and said like, you don't have to be putting yourself out there like Mr. Tough Guy all the time. You can be an entertainer. You can be somebody who is just having fun on the internet and making people laugh, and that's by far a totally acceptable option.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing too. Like it's the options. Like a lot of people don't know you can pick up a camera and make 30,000, 40,000 a month. You know, they don't know you can make rapper money if you get up there like that. You know, you don't really gotta, you know, just hoop or play football, you know, or rap even. You know what I'm saying? You could pick up a camera and be yourself, and people will love you the same way they love, you know, these celebrity football players, basketball players, and, you know, music artists, you know. But yeah.
You ever had anybody actually get pissed at you though? Like have you ever crossed the line and had somebody get upset?
Nah.
No situation like that.
Nah.
That's a good sign.
I've never had nobody like, oh bro, you acting like you know you too hard, or you think you know something. I've never ran into no group of people, none of that. Every group of gang people who really live this, it's always been, nah man, I like what you're doing. You know, I love it. You know, keep doing your thing. You know, keep pushing, keep striving. You know, it's just all love. I've never ran into nobody who was just like, nah, I don't like what you're doing.
I think that's because you do the representing part of it. You don't do like the dissing and you know what I'm saying. Like it's like but like your page and your skits that you make is like so real, and it's like I ain't never seen nobody like damn, like when you really from LA and you see that shit, you're like, damn, this nigga is spot on.
Appreciate it, bro.
I wish you would have bought the PS5 controller. You feel me?
I was thinking about
keeping that shit on the side.
I was thinking about it, man. But yeah, that's all I really try to do. Like, you know, because when I made the first video, like my whole intention was I didn't know it was gonna go viral. Like I feel like anybody even, you know, like doing what we do, like even YouTube or whatever, you never can anticipate a viral video. It can make it do good. You like, oh, this is gonna do good, but like viral, like where it's just crazy. I didn't know it was gonna go viral. I literally just posted a video like I post other ones. That was a video I with the 3 videos a night. I did 1 in the morning. I'm like, okay, this one gonna be good. The second one, I'm like, it's finna be dope. The third one, the one that blew up, I'm like, this one, this probably, you know, this is something to put out. You know, next morning my phone was hot. I had to turn it off. Like it just went crazy. So it was just like, that's the video. After I seen it, I'm like, okay, they love the city. Like they love LA. Like they just love it. I'm like, you know, and of course it's gonna go viral. I'm from LA, you know. Everybody that followed me was from LA, so I'm like, I got to get in what they love to see. And what's real.
Doing 3 videos a day is kind of like, it's easy in a way when you need every last dollar and when you're really like fighting to make a name for yourself. Once you started to get successful, did it become a little bit more challenging? Because #1, people have preconceived notions about you. They want you to make the shit you already made, and you know, like you might get sort of burnt out. Even if you're broke and you're fighting, and then all of a sudden you have 10,000 in the bank, you might be kind of feeling like, well, I don't gotta wake up every day and do this. So maybe you lose focus. Like, have you dealt with that?
Like me, it's more so like, you know, making something dope. You know, like I could put out 3 videos every day if I wanted to. Like, I could pick up the camera and just, but I want to give out, you know, put out some dope people gonna enjoy to watch. Because I know how I am as a consumer of content. I just like dope content. Like if it's dope, I want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but I always want to just keep it, you know, keep it fresh and don't be so stagnant in one lane. You know, That's why I'm trying to do everything. Like anything you can think of, I'm trying to do.
You know what I like about you is that you'll tell a story that's like basically like you'll get through the whole 15-minute video and you'll sometimes realize like not that much happened, but you'll explain every part of the story. You'll be like, so I'm in the parking lot at the Ralph's, and the cart guy, he's pushing the cart. So I'm and you're like pointing out all these little things about so that somebody can really like understand that environment.
I'm going into detail,
right?
But I got that storytelling stuff from Kendrick. Like I'm a big fan of Kendrick Lamar.
That's funny because I was about to compare you to him as a comedian version of him in a way.
He goes into detail about everything to where you gonna think about it like, man. And if you're from LA and I tell you I was at the Fox Hills Mall walking like I did earlier, you gonna picture it because you from there. So you gonna see everything I'm talking about.
When you were saying this shit, I swear to God,
Nick,
I was picturing you going upstairs and seeing Candy, seeing 9. These are big muscular niggas in my mind. 9 brolic niggas, you feel me?
Exactly.
That's right though.
So, really being, paying attention to detail, you know what I'm saying, is what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can make all we talked about now story time when I get home. And it'll be 30, 40 minutes. Because I just go into detail. Very good at going into detail. Paying attention to detail. That's what I like. That's why even with the gestures I do, I pay attention to everything.
It's funny too because I remember like when I first started making YouTube videos, sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I got a story from 5 years ago, 10 years ago where I ended up having to beat somebody up or I ended up getting into a fight outside a bar or whatever. Like at first I was kind of using all those stories to be like, crazy ass title. Like I got jumped by 10 dudes. I didn't actually do that, but like, crazy shit like that. But at a certain point, do you feel like you have kind of like exhausted a lot of your best stories in terms of really telling the craziest shit that happened to you? Because now you're older, you're probably moving a little smarter. You might not be impressed because you're moving around the right way.
That's one thing that I'm going through with my channel as we speak. They love my story times, but I don't want to be. I always tell my boys or anybody that asks me, I don't want to put out no fake stories.
It's so easy to lie, right?
It's easy. I could easily sell a good LA story. You know what I'm saying? I could lie, make up I could lie about everything. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'd rather it be genuine and real. You know what I'm saying? I practice, real, genuine, moves. I don't want to be one of them content creators. You be like, that nigga lying, he faking. Once you get that on your back, it's like that's a cold thing to have on your back, like fraudulent. It's like, damn. That's why I'm like, nah, I can't do it.
But that is funny because in the real comedy world, you can just lie. Like when they tell stories and shit, it'll be like a tiny little seed of a real story, and then they'll just start exaggerating that. But then you talk to them in like an interview format, and they'll be like, that didn't really happen like that. That's acceptable in a way.
What's crazy is with everybody be like, man, you should do stand up, or like, man, that's not me. Like literally, it's not me. And I be telling people all the time, like, it's not me. Like I can't watch stand up comedy sequel. I never could watch it. Like. My boy will tell you, Brand right here, tell you like, hey, I don't like watching stand. It's just, I don't know. It's just not me. Like I can't do that. It's like stand up and try to make 1 million people laugh. Like
I respect the fuck out of it, especially because I listen to so many comedians do podcasts over the years, so I feel like I know what goes into it and how much hard work it is. But at the same time, I respect
stand up comedians. People don't understand. Like I actually looked into it. Like and people like, oh yeah, I'm like, nah, that ain't me. But of course you're gonna go look and see. You're gonna kind of. Doing stand-up is tough. Anybody doing stand-up comedy, I take my hat off to you, bro, because that's tough. Like you working on a project for months. You know your lines. You may go in front of all them people and they don't laugh. So it's like that's a tough thing to do. You know, so I'm like, stand-up.
If you put out a YouTube video and people don't like it that much, it's like, whatever. Like just not that many people click on it. It's not that devastating. You're kind of like, oh, back to the drawing board.
Like, I'm back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? Like. I'm back to it. Let's go. I'm gonna do this. They don't fuck with it. Back to the drawing board. Like we're gonna keep going back.
Right.
Like even with I do music too.
I was noticing that you got a bunch of songs on your channel.
I do music. I be having fun with it too. But that's something like I'm like. Shout out to my big brother, that nigga Bino. I was saying him something. And that nigga be like, nah, this nice, bro. Like, you gonna wake him up soon. And I'm just like, I'm gonna find myself in that, because I'm not gonna put that on nobody. Everybody ain't gonna like it, so I'm not the type, man, y'all weird for not. But I'm something gonna be there. Whoever gravitate to it. That's something I'm gonna be doing though, just in case you want to, But I'm not gonna force that on nobody because there's thousands of rappers out here. But I'm gonna figure it out with that, But that's something I'm getting into too.
Right.
Hell yeah, YouTube, building this, my Instagram page to boost my YouTube. Once I get that YouTube going, do some music, start my own label. I got a lot of stuff planned. It's just all connecting the dots with everything, so everything could go.
Because I was gonna say, what do you see as like the future that you're sort of trying to draw out here? Like, I mean, you have like a nice seed of something going here, a nice base.
Yeah.
But I know you probably also have like all kinds of stuff popping up in your brain of how you could do things on a bigger level. Like, would you want to do TV? Would you want to? I mean, obviously the music thing is great. It's a great creative outlet.
Yeah, I mean, like with me, it's like I do anything that could, take my brand to another level. You know, Exavier. Anything that can help Exavier. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also do stuff I know, like I love to do. Because I feel like if you're doing something you don't love to do, you ain't gonna really do it. Like maybe movies ain't for everybody, or maybe being a comedian, stand-up comedian ain't for everybody. If you don't love it, you're not gonna really put your all into it. But really, like to answer your question, is to build a good foundation of people who rock with me. So whatever I put out, they love, because they love Exavier. Just put out a good, just build a good fan base. That's what you need is numbers. Definitely. You got the people and they love you. They gonna want to see you win whatever you do.
And if you want to like get a TV show these days, your Instagram, if you have like content on there, or your YouTube, that's basically just like a presentation towards the people who might give you a TV show. That's just the way that you sort of show them what skills you have.
Yeah, literally, everything you put on your Instagram and your YouTube is really like an audition tape. If you want to be a actor, really. Yeah. Because a lot of actors, if you start off on Instagram and you showing you can act, they may hit you. I had a lot of roles thrown at, like, little mini roles that was thrown at me just from doing Instagram skits. And it's like, that's not even something I was looking to, do, but it just fall into your hands, so you want to act, get on Instagram.
It's crazy too, though, because when we have different people who do sort of like street comedy type shit on the podcast, a lot of those are like huge numbers, like the Long Beach Griffey one that we just did, which his is some of my favorite skits. He's dope. He is fucking hilarious. His interview went crazy. Lou Ratchet from Pittsburgh, where he talks about a lot of street shit and everything. His shit went crazy. People fucking love that one. Same thing with seeing you blow up. I feel like it's really actually kind of like the early days of that kind of content. Like, people want that shit,
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's why they always tell me, man, we want to see you in some movies. I'm like, if it's in God's plan to happen, but I like to just focus on what this Instagram, YouTube, and getting them things is, because in the future, them two platforms, and TikTok as well, it's gonna take over, man.
You've been going hard on TikTok as well?
Heck yeah, I blew up even more on TikTok.
How many followers you got on there?
400,000, almost 500,000.
Nice.
Almost 500,000. Like, I literally in 1 year, I got more followers on TikTok than YouTube and Instagram combined.
Wow.
So it's like, TikTok is a new wave too. Like, get on TikTok. Whatever you do, man, there's a lot of artists blowing up on TikTok. They put a song on TikTok and they take them to a whole nother level.
How are the comments different on TikTok versus like YouTube and Twitter? Because it is a different audience,
it's the same though.
Oh, you think it's the same?
It's different platforms. You're right, it's different audiences, but the comments is damn near the same. Like, it's just like, they laughing, or they commenting. You got people from LA like, oh yeah, this is true, or people that's from, because some rules that apply to LA is everywhere. Some of the cases, gangbanging is gangbanging. You know what I'm saying? So somebody from New York will be like, oh, he's funny. Someone from Chicago, oh, he's funny. I got a lot of people from everywhere. Like, nah, it's LA, but it's still like the same, it's the same vibe.
And every other city that has gangs looks at LA and is curious about what's going on in LA, because they know Mecca, man. They know it's where it came from, and they're just curious because it's like, if it works one way here, how does it work in other places? Like, that's one of the craziest things that I notice is, like, I've interviewed dudes who are like straight street dudes. And gotten so many fucking views from people who basically were like not famous at all, but they clearly like had like a real life in the streets, and people want to know so fucking bad. I mean, Crip Mac, his view count is insane. Like that's one that just blew my mind. I'm like, wow, like the audience really wants to hear about what's going on from real people who are out there.
Man, exactly. Like, if you can tell them a good LA story, or just, they'll love it. They love it. People just love LA so much. Like,
you want to do some skits with Crip Mac?
I don't mind it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And that's the thing too. Like, even when people be like, "Damn, like, this nigga don't collab with nobody," I just be on my own. Like, it ain't no knock to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't really be collabing. Like, that's just not my type of getting. I don't know. Like, I just never been somebody that just like, let's do this. Like, let's work. I just be in my own lane.
Right.
Because a lot of people ask for a lot of collabs. Like, man, when you gonna collab with so and so? So it's like, man, in due time. Like, when I figure myself out, I gotta, figure it out first because I don't want to be them type of nigga. It's just like, it's a lot that goes in with me. Like, I see how it go, right? You'll do a video, you'll blow up. let's say something happened. Oh, you the only reason why you there because you did. So I'm getting it on my own till I get where I want to be first. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I don't be collabing with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I just be sticking to, let me build my brand. When I get to a certain level, once I get there, then I can help other people get up too.
That's
you know
super smart, bro. Because a lot of people don't think like that.
Yeah, that's why like a lot of the collabs I don't collab a lot. And a lot of this nigga just it ain't no hard feelings. It's just I see a way I want to do it, and I'm gonna stick to that until I get to where I want to be.
You also had a bunch of success and really like built a name for yourself pretty young too.
Yeah.
And I kind of respect that of like, if you start to have real success when you're young, like you might want to be kind of precautious because you might not want to dive all the way in on that. You might want to kind of like, pull back a little bit to just be able to peep the scene and see exactly what moves make the most sense to make at that time,
Exactly. That's why, I'd rather everything, if I go up, it's all me or, my team and my family than, somebody else. Or even if I go, I'd rather be, even if I, decrease, I'd rather be, on my terms than me doing something and it don't work out. I'd rather it be, I'm gonna handle Exaviertv how I handle Exavier TV. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. I just be like, I just gotta stick through this, get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah.
Do you go out at night, like our friend here? Or do you stay in the house,
Man,
like me?
I be in the crib, I be in the crib, still trying to figure it out.
Right.
I'm at the house, working. If I'm not posting, I'm working.
Right.
Figuring something out. Either I'm recording music, I'm doing a YouTube video, I'm doing an Instagram video, something. I'm figuring out new content to put out every day. So it's like I don't got time to go out yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't reached a certain status.
If you leave the house, only bad things can happen. Bad things happen when you leave the house, man.
No, it don't.
Yeah, right. You're always telling me about headbutting somebody or whatever.
That's a fucking lie.
Hey, they be getting down.
Nah.
Yeah, back in the day. Before he stopped drinking.
Oh, wait.
No, nigga. I used to make bad decisions when I was drinking, though. I ain't gonna lie.
It's kind of part of it. That's what alcohol's good for.
Yeah.
Do you smoke? You drink?
Nah, I don't smoke. I drink on occasion. Like if it's something I'm celebrating. Like I haven't celebrated my plaque yet, so I'm gonna go celebrate that.
You got YouTube plaque?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
The 100K, got that silver up on the wall.
Man, when I say, man, that thing, man, because that's my dream. Like, YouTube is my dream, man. I want to be one of the greatest to do it, or the best Exaviertv I could be on YouTube. That's what I want to be. So when that gold plaque come in, I don't know how I'm gonna handle it. A big extravaganza.
What's the last thing you saw in terms of a TV show, a movie, a documentary, whatever that like really inspired the fuck out of you and made you like, I'm gonna film tomorrow. I'm gonna fucking crush shit tomorrow. Like like sometimes you just see a piece of content that gets you really riled up.
Yeah, really everything, bro. Like. I would say a show, to answer your question, Snowfall, really. I see Snowfall, I'll be like, God, I gotta film something like, damn, that shit is hard. Real. Snowfall so hard, like, that's a hard show, but like content period, when I see people on your page or see AD doing something, see OT, everybody from the city grinding, like me seeing Blast, Bino, everybody just going crazy, that make me like, man, I gotta hold my end up. I gotta make sure I'm coming hard. Like, I can't be the one, like, it's just, man, like everything. Like, it just make me want to, go hard. For sure. Like, I told my girl, he probably gonna say something funny because he always say, because
I like your girl though. She's cool.
Because when I said,
she seems like a rider.
When I told bro, when I said, I've been watching your shit since high school, he said, oh shit. But
niggas always hit him with that shit.
I told my girl, I'm like, watch, No Jumper gonna be the first interview I do.
Really?
Bars.
But I know that you're planning your career out in the long term too, because I was trying to get you like a year ago, and I feel like you wanted to build more.
Literally, I'm like, I think I put it in a couple weeks or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I put it in a couple weeks. I got it.
He probably didn't like that.
Yeah, people.
I let people be on their own time.
That nigga be like, who does he think he is?
Somebody DM me. They sent me AD clip where you shouted me out.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, man, that's what's up.
I feel like we talked about you a few times on the show.
That's what's up. Yeah, and they was like, man, you shunning No Jumper? Are you putting down? I'm like, I had to tell somebody like, hell no. Like, nigga, I'm not bigger than no program. Like, I'm a humble nigga. Like, I ain't the type of image I'm trying to put out.
I like that. Nobody's bigger than the program. I've been saying that a lot.
No, you heard that from me, nigga. The fuck up.
No, Bosco goes, I ain't never heard you say that. When you been saying that?
Nah, but
that's gotta be the new merch.
Like,
nobody bigger than the program.
That's hard. But like literally, like I told my girl, this was before I blew up too. Like, right? I'm like, I'm gonna be on No Jumper my first interview. Everything I call out, it happened.
That's amazing.
I'm big on that too.
You were with your girl before you started popping up?
Nah, I was talking to her. Like,
Okay.
really, I knew
Then
her.
you blew up and she was like, all right, I'll date you.
I knew her since high school, since ninth
She got
grade.
in on the early stage.
Early angel investor.
Nah, I knew her since ninth grade. You know,
Right.
she always been cool. I always liked her for sure, but I just never really like me. I was always a relationship guy, so I had something back then.
Okay.
But
She had to wait that out.
yeah, man. You know how that type of shit go, man. So yeah, but I always told her, I always tell people like, you call certain stuff out, it's gonna happen. Like
Manifest,
I'm gonna
man.
say on the show, and we're gonna look back in a few years with this music. We just do that.
But does
Shake my head.
does having a strong woman in your corner tell me about how that empowers you to really kill it with the content? You need that
mom,
base, right?
my
And your mom too. Okay.
My mom was the strong woman in my corner, and my aunties, all of them. I grew up in a house full of women, so it's like,
Me too.
So it's like, I always had that strong support system, behind me, my mom, So it's like, that's what really had me doing all this, seeing her struggle. You don't want to see your mom struggling. It's like, you don't want to go the street route because you know where that go. So I'm like, I got to figure out something that's clean and something I could get in where I'm like, all right, I could do this every day without have to worry about the bad shit coming with it. I could just get the money, feed my family, and just be there, for them.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much how
I always think about how Watson Quan like fully he just kept his foot on Nick Cannon's neck until he got the shot on Wildin' Out.
dope.
Like he
dope.
got that fan base and then used the fan base to be like, yo, give me a shot, and then Wildin' Out fucked with him. Like, I mean,
Consistent.
that to me is like the real power of social media right there. You build up the
Consistent.
following, you build up people who love you, and then you're able to sort of use the platform to get into the positions that you want to be in.
That's fire. To chase something you want and using your brand to get there, that's dope, for real. Like, anybody doing that, that's GOAT level stuff. Like, when you could use your platform to make
Influence
your
something.
dream happen, like, that's big. That's real big. That's why I'm like, hats off to him. He doing his thing.
For
So
sure.
it's like, that's dope. That's a dope thing to do. Use anything you built and make a dream happen out of it. You do that, you on another level. Because nobody gave you nothing.
Definitely.
You started it from 0 followers. Like, 0. I know how that feels. 0 followers, you pushing out content every day to get where you want. That's one of the hardest ways of getting something.
But everybody needs to be careful on Instagram these days because they be deleting you for fucking anything these days.
bro.
When I went to look at your Instagram, I was almost like, wow, I'm surprised he didn't get popped for something because it
Man,
seems
bro,
like they fuck with everybody these days.
Man, I hope. they
I'm
don't-
afraid.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood.
Yeah, man, I hope they don't do that.
I got
shit to
like 3 violations, 4. I'm like, nothing.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that to me, man. I've been seeing that people Instagrams getting taken away and they can't go live. And,
They took this nigga shit for what? A whole week?
For like a weekend, yeah.
God damn,
I got
for
it back,
what?
thank God. It was just somebody trolling, trying to get me taken away.
Nah, somebody
No,
maliciously did
that's
it.
the thing I hate too. That I feel like Instagram, TikTok, they gotta fix. When somebody reports your page or do something, they gotta really look into that because that's not fair.
Yeah.
A lot of the times it could be they just hating to see you win. You don't even do nothing.
Yeah,
they
and that's a
just
lot of
taking your
people's
stuff
business.
down.
You know, it's like when I lost my Instagram too, and I realized like there's 15 conversations I'm having right now about something I'm supposed to post, something I'm supposed to do, something I'm supposed to interview, etc. Boom, it's all gone, and I can't even fucking remember who I was talking to. Never mind how to talk to those people. There was one guy who was coming to town that I was supposed to link up with. I didn't have his number or anything. I was just talking on Instagram.
Where
you
the
know?
nigga at?
I mean, I didn't meet up with him, but my Instagram was gone. I had a good excuse.
Yeah, see, like stuff like that, I'd be like, man, Instagram, they gotta look into that, man. Like that's something that's people. Sometimes that's their only source of income is Instagram. Like,
Hell yeah.
At a point, it was mine. So if my Instagram was taken away, like let's say 4 or 5 months, 6 months ago, man, I'll be hurt. I'll be hurt because I ain't just start making money on YouTube until the end of the last year.
Right.
Before it was a little something, but
Yeah.
then it started going crazy.
It's fucked up too because it creates a bigger problem than it was there in the beginning. Because I see it all the time. We just interviewed Eastside Egg Roll from Detroit, and they delete his Instagram, and then all of a sudden there's 10 fake pages pretending to be him, and the names are super close to his original name.
The fake pages are eating. They
Oh, yeah.
eating.
The
Them
fake pages
are
they
eating.
eating.
pages.
Yeah, they eating because all you gotta do is just you got the followers the same damn near the main account got. You can sell promo all day just as well as they could because you got the viewings and the numbers. That's what I be telling. Numbers is everything. It's people that made YouTube channels with millions of them, millions of subscribers ain't never showed their face.
Right.
They just talking about a topic and getting views, making money, literally.
Yeah. I've been watching a channel of a dude who basically like he does like the war in Chirac, but for the Bronx right now. And I was talking to him, and I'm like, so you keep your fucking identity totally anonymous, huh? He's like, yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a good idea.
Is he white?
No, I don't think so.
Hey, and he's making money. He's probably making a hell of a killing off of YouTube.
Shout out Swayze. Go search up Swayze's channel.
Search him up. But man, I'm telling you, like, that's a whole nother bag, man. Like, YouTube's a whole nother level, man.
Bro, I didn't even know how powerful it was till I started doing this shit.
Yeah.
I saw these little
YouTube's
white kids coming to me. I was like, this shit crazy.
That's a whole nother level. Like, it's a whole nother level. Like, I used to do crazy shit. Like, the way I manifest is crazy. Like, nigga, I'll go in the bathroom and practice to take pictures with people. I used to do that shit. Nigga, I'll go in the bathroom and be posing like,
Hey,
yeah, that's how
Denzel.
it's gonna be. I swear, nigga, I drew a fake plaque on my wall. I got
That's fire,
a
though.
1 million subscriber plaque already on my wall.
Right.
I already got it. It's not there. It's there, but it's, you know, it's in the works right now.
Yeah.
So
it's just pending.
Yeah, you know, it's just pending.
They say
you
it's
know?
pending until you get 900,000 more followers.
It's just pending right now. So, you know, that's how I do with everything. Everything I do, I just draw it out and I just work at it. You know, it's been working. Literally everything I have wrote on my list, checked it off.
Definitely.
Everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
what's a person who reposted one of your videos or commented on one of your videos and you just like could not believe that they were looking at it? Like somebody really popping or
Kendrick.
famous. Oh, really?
he commented on my impersonation of him. Was it top of last year?
Right.
And it was a bunch of blogs like Kendrick Lamar posted, come out on the internet commenting under
Kendrick
this picture.
farts. It's news. You know?
Like he
anything.
commented, this people tagging me like Kendrick fan pages. Who are you? Like, why is he commenting under your?
Wow.
I'm like, shit. Like, I
That's
don't know. But
What did he
I was
say
hyped.
when he commented?
He just laughed.
Yeah.
He just laughed at it. I was hyped when 03 Greedo reposted me. He was the first person. Shout out to 03 Greedo.
Free
03.
Greedo. Free my
Free
man.
03. Man, first rapper to ever repost my video.
Really?
This is when I was dancing to Floating.
Okay.
That song.
Floating.
Go ahead.
You
Go
got me
ahead,
floating
Adam.
on water.
Go ahead, G. Adam.
You
So-
always,
No,
you
what's-
always ruin songs.
What's
man.
yours? What's the song with you?
Which one? With me and Greedo?
The blower.
Oh, Blower. Yeah,
Blower.
Man, we show up. Bro, me and Greedo used to be in a group. Niggas don't know that shit.
Damn, you in 03?
Yeah.
That's dope. What was the
Yeah.
group called?
It was called 24-Hour Boys.
The Little Rascals.
The Little
That's crazy. But yeah, 03, like, he dope, man. That's one
Hell
dude.
yeah.
03 is, man, hey, when he, hey, I can't
Prayers
wait.
up. We need that man to come
that
home.
nigga
Man, he
always
gonna
had
come.
that work ethic
He
too,
coming
bro.
home, man. I'm putting that in there. He coming.
He ain't doing the full 20.
Hey.
No. We're going to get him
He
in a
coming.
couple years.
03
He'll be
coming.
home.
He on the way. But 03 Greedo, hey, that nigga's cold. Like he a genuine person too. Like all the genuine people was winning in LA. Everybody that's genuine. OT Genesis showed me love reposting my video.
He did.
When it
That's dope.
OT Genesis reposted. I was hyped. I was happy. I'm like, shit. Like that's lit. Like nigga OT. I'm like, yeah. Like all the genuine people was constantly winning. Like everybody that's
Bro,
genuine.
we literally fucking send your videos, bro, to like the little DMs all the time,
That's
bro.
hard.
All
See,
the time.
That's tough.
All the
That's
time,
lit.
bro.
Like that's lit. That's dope. And when I see, I'm like, man, like everybody that's genuine is winning, bro. Like everybody. 03 Greedo, genuine.
Who else?
Blast,
Who
genuine.
you want to see win out of LA right now? Like in terms of people that you're a fan of their music or their videos or whatever it is.
Brand, Jonathan, my
Okay.
boys over there. I want to see them win because, you know, want my team to go up. Of course, I want to see everybody win. I
Right.
don't mind everybody winning. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, my boy.
No, he said, I don't mind everybody.
Yeah, everybody can win.
Everybody to win,
Not
you
them
know
dudes
what
though. The other side, fuck all them. No.
Nah, but you know, I want to see. Man, I mean, I feel like they already winning, but you know, like I said, Blast, Bino, AD, you know, Adam, you know, everybody.
Fuck that nigga.
I'm nice. I got a nice little transplant
You ain't
grind
from
going
the
on over
city?
there.
My
I'm a
nigga,
transplant.
my nigga Duno. Oh, my nigga Duno.
Duno.
Shout out to Duno, man.
How's that feel to see? I feel like he's somebody who was probably influenced by your come up, and he's out here doing
Man,
great too.
nah, hey, Duno is dope, bro. I seen him for the first time in the mall. He was like, "What's up, Poppy? What's up?" I'm like,
That's definitely him. Yep.
I'm like, what nigga Duno, man, my guy, man. We was shaking hands, boom, boom. You know, exchange numbers. That's somebody I want to work with too. Only because I just feel like, I don't know, like when I meet somebody and I feel like you got a good spirit. I'm all off the vibes, you know. and you got a good vibe, I wouldn't mind collabing with you because I feel like you wouldn't do no weird shit. Like if I do, oh, you the only reason why. So if you got a good heart and a good spirit, and I meet you, I wouldn't mind working with anybody.
I want to see you and Duno in a roast battle on AD's podcast sometime soon.
You come on there.
That'd be hard.
I'll pop out. I'll pop out.
Hey man, Duno is like you in a way where he has a sense of humor that's sort of very specific to Mexican people in LA, where they get a lot of his jokes and shit, and he's man, telling that story. You know,
it's crazy because I seen it. I see like he followed me. I forgot when he followed me, but I remember when he posted that one video. Yeah, he was at like 20,000 followers. Bro went from 20 to like 70 in 2 days. I'm like, ooh, I was happy. I'm lit. Like, hey, you going crazy, bro. Like to see people go crazy. It's like something that I love seeing. Like I love seeing like the people that be hating on people. I'm the opposite of that. Like, I want to see you go crazy. Like you know,
that's why you gonna win.
This show get a TV. You know,
so you got the right attitude. We need every kid in LA to have that attitude of just wanting everybody to prosper.
That's why he's gonna win, bro.
Yeah, I want everybody to to prosper. It feel better. You know, you got one person in the room who not winning. It's not gonna feel. You know, he ain't gonna. I want everybody to win.
Y'all hear that? Keep that mentality, man.
Yeah, everybody got to win. From rappers, comedians, you cook, whatever you do. Man, I want to see you make it.
You cook?
Nah.
No.
Me neither.
Nah.
I can't cook shit.
My nigga cook over there. He's sitting down. You can tell he cook.
My girl got on my ass before for not cooking. I'm like, I buy all this Postmates and you're going to complain about that?
Bro, I'll be like, you want me to kill you?
cook the body?
I don't know. I'm just saying, you want to get food poisoning? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Oh, okay, like that.
What you thought I was saying?
I thought you want me to kill you? Like, what, we need something to eat? We're going to cook your leg or something? I don't know.
I put some, they probably don't talk about me about this, but hey, it is what it is. I was young, shit. I put the cup of noodle in the microwave without putting water in it. Oh, wow. almost blew up the whole damn house. I put the whole cup of noodle in there, no water. Just put it in there 3 minutes. What happened? It started smoking. The microwave started smoking. Yeah.
My little brother did that with a cookie. Ooh. He put it on for an hour. Almost burnt the house there. Yeah.
Now I do certain shit now, like where I be having to catch myself. Like I'll put a plate in there with foil. I'll be like, oh shit,
yeah. No, that's when I have the, like you at a certain point in their life, everybody learns to be careful with the microwave. I had some Pop-Tarts and they were in foil, and I'm like 13. I put it in the microwave. All of a sudden,
tear up the whole microwave.
Learn my lesson right there.
Yeah.
You ever ate the top? Well, I know you probably ate the top ramen like raw out the package.
Hell, man, I made a video about that.
Put the seasoning on there and shit.
Nah, I used to eat the pasta. What's the name? I used to pop them shits like policies. So what I got the elbows, the macaroni elbows.
Okay.
Pop them shits like policies.
That's nasty.
They taste just like the damn top ramen.
That's disgusting.
They taste just like the top ramen.
I've watched enough like hood cooking videos or prison cooking videos to realize that there's a lot you can do with ramen.
Nigga, that tastes just like top ramen.
I'm looking at in my head, I'm thinking about the Kraft Max, the little dry ass ones, and you just popping them motherfuckers like Tic Tacs. So that's disgusting, bro. I can't fucking say.
Yeah, this shit's really hard, right?
What the fuck you snacking on that fuck? Like, goddamn, buy some Doritos or something, nigga. Fuck.
But they think that when you seasoning some damn top ramen package,
that shit fire though.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a seasoning though.
Shit is good.
Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna try that shit today.
Nigga,
fucking around.
Nigga, just be like, boom, tag me. I'm gonna tag me in the story.
I got you. I'm gonna do that shit today.
Let me know if I'm tripping. You should do it too, man.
Yeah, I'll wash it down with some flaming hot Mountain Dew. You ever had flaming hot Mountain Dew?
That's the stupidest shit as well too.
Flaming hot Mountain Dew.
Like flaming hot chill, but flaming hot Mountain Dew.
They have
it's here.
They sent us one can of flaming hot Mountain Dew, and we all took shots of it, thinking that it was gonna be gross. Shit was fire. I want to get a whole case of it.
It was fire.
It's
like
fire?
that.
So good.
But you know, white people taste buds is different.
That's true.
It's different.
I've been eating ass since I was young, so.
Your shit fried.
I need to have different flavors in order to stimulate my taste buds.
Hey, I've never had flaming hot Mountain Dew. Like that sounds crazy.
Honestly, like it was not that hot, which is why it was good.
So what's the?
I know what's the. It tastes like a Cheeto.
It had that like spice of like you know the beers where they put all the seasoning around it.
The Mexican kind.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I hate that shit
with the Lucas and shit.
That's what I thought it was gonna taste like.
That motherfucker fire.
But then it wasn't that extreme. It was actually kind of chill.
Watermelon.
On all fruit.
Yeah.
Put some mustard on some watermelon.
Fuck no.
That was a thing for
what
a while.
kind of shit is that?
They were talking about it on TikTok. It was like a trend.
That's disgusting.
I know.
People
but I'll try it.
Mustard on watermelon?
That's two foods I'm not really crazy about.
I'll try it though. It don't sound too bad now.
Mustard on the watermelon?
I'm gonna try that shit.
Oh, okay, we can make that happen for sure.
Mustard.
You're not filming me doing that.
Why not? You think you're gonna puke?
Cultural appropriation.
I don't even like mustard like that. Mustard is.
I like Dijon mustard and honey mustard.
Yeah, see, now
not
honey
necessarily.
Mustard,
you know what I'm
honey
saying?
mustard is I could get out with some honey mustard, but just mustard.
I like mayonnaise more than mustard, and I like
Mayonnaise is
apples more than
fire, though.
watermelon.
Mayo is fire.
So what
Mayonnaise is
about an
fire.
apple covered in mayo?
Ugh.
You should do that for a video.
I mean, I'll do it if
What
I
if
gotta
it-
crack open a new can of Hellman's. Let's go.
Hey, what if it go viral? You never know.
If it'll go viral, it's
And
worth
then
it.
that what challenge would you call that?
The White Adam Challenge.
Something.
The
man.
whitest meal in the world.
Mayonnaise and apples.
Yuck.
That's tough.
Anything you got coming out that you want to promote? Anything that you want to leave as a message to the people out there? I gotta go get my wiener tested. Gotta make sure I'm clean for this weekend.
You know he a
that's
porn star.
That's a cold way to.
Segue.
You gotta get my wiener
He
tested.
told me to say something, and then he said,
And he's like,
I'm like, wait. Nah, just my YouTube channel, my Instagram. Just look out for more content. You know, music as well, of course. You know, anything I want to say is, man, keep grinding. You know, don't let nobody tell you no.
100%. This is a good role model right here.
Yeah,
For sure.
I just try to be upright and solid, man. You know, a real, just genuine, solid individuals. That's all I want to be looked at. You know.
You got a good head on your shoulders. I think Exaviertv going very far.
I
Man,
agree.
appreciate it.
You should do some no jumper content with this nigga.
Man, I'll come up here and do something.
Him and Duno eating apples with mayonnaise on it on your podcast.
Bro, you can come. Let's do it next week.
When? What day? Let me know.
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Wednesday, what time?
We go live at 6.
6 p.m.?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Oh, it's a movie.
Come pop out.
It's not bad.
Easy.
Let's go.
That's not bad.
Xavier, I appreciate you, man.
Of course, appreciate you for having me,
My
man.
guy.
On the real.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
No
sir.
Jumper. Shout out to
AD.
AD too. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube, Patreon, OnlyFans, all that. Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment,
NoJumper.com.
subscribe.
And check my man's channel out and tap in. Hit the DMs, all that. Appreciate y'all.